In the weeks and months that followed last year's tragedy in Ferguson, a national movement started on Twitter. The movement demanded that every police officer in this country be outfitted with a body camera. In the weeks that followed that, precincts around this country, including some of the largest, responded to that outcry by ordering thousands of body cameras for their police officers. And security stocks, companies that sold body cameras, including Digital Alley and Taser, went up significantly. Digital Alley went up 500%, Taser went up 70% in the months that followed. The chart you see there, those bars represent the number of social mentions on Twitter on a week-by-week level for the TickerTag body camera. The overlay on that chart is the stock price of Digital Alley. Just a few months ago, Kanye West released a new shoe collaboration with Adidas called the Yeezy Boost. You might have heard of it. This is probably the most exciting thing to happen to Adidas in a decade. The release of this shoe ultimately ended a 12-month fall in Adidas stock, resulting in contributing to a 25% climb in the stock in the 90 days following. In a second, you'll see the spike in social chatter around the release of the Yeezy shoe. Every fall, the level of social chatter for UGG boots spikes every fall for the past 10 years. UGGs represent about 80% of revenue for Deckers Outdoor, a publicly traded company. This last fall, something unique happened. The level of social chatter on Twitter was actually down 30% year over year. Not only was the level of social chatter down for UGG boots, but the spike in social chatter that you'll see in a minute actually happened a few weeks later than it had in prior years. This is an extremely interesting social data point. Why? Because in January 30th, when Decker released earnings, they were short and the stock dropped about 22%. The reason being, it was a warm start to the winter and wholesalers were actually pushing inventory back to the company early on in the season, causing them to have to discount inventory. Over a 20% drop in the stock. This is information that could have been extracted from a social insight months earlier to anyone that had the ability to analyze, benchmark, and compare year over year social trends for a primary business driver for this company. These social data points have never existed before. They're brand new to the financial industry. What's amazing is that it takes days, weeks, and sometimes months, in the case of UGGs, for the financial industry to garner these insights that are bubbling up on social data streams that fall outside the financial sphere. So how is it that a financial industry that is so proficient at arbitraging financial data in close to real time in milliseconds is this inept in their ability to identify and interpret social data when it begins outside the financial sector? The reason why is that all information that floats into the financial sector is pulled in at the ticker level and it's curated by a human, usually an analyst, a financial journalist, or a financial blogger. And that's an inefficient process. That takes time. As a result, we have this lag, we have this information arbitrage opportunity. And that's the problem that TickerTags attempts to solve. Going back to the Decker example, there was an article a few months ago, this isn't just about social data, that came out in Vogue UK proclaiming that UGG boots are back in the fashion fold this next year, going into 2016. They might be right, they might be wrong. What's interesting is that this article that came out in Vogue UK did not get picked up by Bloomberg. As an individual investor, you won't see it on the Yahoo news stream. The reason why is it was curated for the fashion industry. Nowhere in the article did it mention the ticker, did it mention the company. It was an article about a product designed for people in the fashion industry. At TickerTags, we're building an association taxonomy, 350,000 tags that help bridge and filter all of the world's social streams for the financial industry. So when an article is written in a blog or even a major magazine like Vogue, talking about a product that's meaningful to a brand, we'll bridge that article in and show it to investors and analysts for that ticker. We use natural language processing, machine learning, combined with human curation, combined with public crowdsourcing to build out libraries of tags for 16,000 publicly traded securities. We'll launch the platform in about 3 weeks. with 2,000 securities and 350,000 tags. What's a tag? A tag is a product, it's a brand, it's a person, it's a trend, it's a technology, it's a movement. It could be the name of a town in China where a company produces its products. A tag is anything that has potential to be meaningful to one or more publicly traded companies. Once we have this massive taxonomy of tags, we then overlay social streams. We overlay Twitter. We overlay blog data, forum data, and we allow investors to monitor the level of social velocity for each of these tags across all of the world's social streams in real time, benchmark them, compare them year over year against other tags. We're basically introducing 350,000 new points of data to the financial industry to analyze, compare, discuss, debate, and factor into their investment decisions. The platform is completely free. It launches in about 3 weeks. We're relying heavily on the crowdsourced component of this platform to ensure that our tags are always accurate, are always comprehensive, and always being updated in real time. It's a combination of internal curation, of advanced NLP machine learning, and also crowdsourcing to ensure that we have the most robust taxonomy that can be leveraged by all investors, from institutions, and professionals, and self-directed investors alike. We also offer the ability for private tags. You'll see an example right there. I'm an investor in Kate Spade. One thing I like to do is compare Kate Spade handbag in association with the word obsessed or addicted or love or sold out. And I'd like to chart that and compare it to Michael Kors handbag in context with the word love or obsessed or addicted or sold out. Those are proprietary tags. Those are my private tags that sit on top of the public taxonomy. Institutions, self-directed investors, and professionals will have private tags. If you sign up for our beta at TickerTags.com, it's actually a closed beta, but for the next few hours, anyone that requests beta access, we'll assume most of that will be from this room. We're going to let into the private beta, but just for the next few hours. It will be released in 3 weeks, and if you just request access today, you'll be permitted. I hope you come visit us at our booth, and hopefully all of y'all will be participants in TickerTags when we go live in a few weeks. Thank you.